studio by the Accra Regional Fire Commander, ACFO, Rashid Kwame Nisau. He is going to engage with us on this fire and others, because in the past weeks, we have seen several fire incidents in various parts of the country, including Tema, Kumasi, and now Achimota. Let's talk about an overview. Can you share with us what an overview of the fire situation over the past few weeks has been for you as a service?
Okay, so good
evening. And I must say that we dragged you from the fire scene. Yeah. That's why you are in your full apparel.
The way I'm clothed should tell you that I'm just coming from the fire ground. I was about going when we finally brought the fire under control, and my brother insisted that he wanted to have me in the studio. I said, okay, that's fine.
Yes, yes.
So the fire situation over the last quarter, well, we've had major fires. I will not say there's an increase in fires. It's just that those that came to were prominent. They took prominence, and that is how come it's like the way you see it.
What are some of the common causes that you have identified so far of the fires?
So before we get to even the cause of those fires, let's look at some of these fires that you are talking about, where exactly they occurred.
Okay.
If you look at the Latabia Kwashis fire, it occurred in a warehouse. If you look at the one behind CMB, in the premises of Dignity, Do the Right Thing, it occurred in the warehouse. The last Kantamanto one that we fought around the bank lane, it occurred in the warehouse. The Kumasi fire occurred in the warehouse. So you can see that there's some trend, and we need to look at what actually is going on in the warehouse that is attracting some of these fires.
What kind of things are stored in these warehouses?
Stored in these warehouses, yes. So to narrow to this particular one that we had today, it started from one of the containers. And it's a straightforward story. Somebody left soup on fire and went to church.
Oh.
It's a very simple story.
That's what happened?
That's what happened. I don't want to mention the person's name for security reasons. So we know. But
was the container serving as a room or serving as a shop?
It was a shop. It was a shop. So they normally cook these things that we've been saying that they shouldn't be cooking in the market, in the shops and other things. I think some of them have not listened to the advice, and that is what has happened.
So it is lack of advice. Let's talk about today's fire and the previous ones. How effective has it been for you in containing these fires? What are some of the challenges you encountered?
The challenges are general. Accessibility is an issue. I even spoke some few minutes ago. Accessibility is an issue. If you see the Latabia Kwashi's own, access was a problem. Kantamanto access was a problem. The Dignity access was a problem. And then this evening too, access was a problem. Water, you see, in line with provisions in LI 1724, Fire Precautions Premises Regulations 2003, it's very clear that if you have a facility, market, shop, all these places, they are enjoined by law to have fire hydrants located right there, so that when we come, it presupposes that we cannot carry water that can never be exhausted, no matter what you do. Along the line, if the fire prolongs for over 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes, and so on and so forth, you run out of water. So it is assumed that when we run out of water, we can find a hydrant around the area, connect it. So as you are discharging the water in the tank and fighting the fire, there's another hose that has been connected from the pump to the hydrant, and you are replenishing. So even with that, you don't need to call in a lot of fire engines from all over to come and augment in firefighting. It's just the lack of water that is making us to call for more pumps. So it's just the fact that facility owners must also adhere to rules and regulations, because you are enjoined by law to have these hydrants there.
I just returned from the US, and there are places where you are allowed to park on the street, but wherever there's a fire hydrant, you are prevented or barred. If you park there, your car will be towed. Now, if it is easy for them to implement, how can we have difficulties where people even build on fire hydrants?
You see,
is it a case that the city authorities do not prevent these things from happening? Are you not, as fire service, not supposed to be maintaining and regularly monitoring to be sure that your fire hydrants are not blocked?
We do hydrant inspection, but these hydrants are the property of Ghana Water Company.
Okay, not for Ghana Fire.
Yes, they are supposed to install them for us to use. We are just users of the facility. So we need to go inspect. If they are not working, we inform them, then they come and work.
But do we know how many fire hydrants are there in the city? Do we know where they are located? Is there a map?
Yeah, there is a hydrant map. But the challenge we have is some of the shops are sitting on hydrants. So if you check the last fire second to last fire that we fought at Kantamanto, the mayor came and asked that somebody give us a hint that some of the containers were sitting on fire hydrant. The mayor ordered that those containers be removed. So we also want information from the general public.
But we sat and watched for a container to come up on a hydrant. That's a lot of acquiescence.
Yes, so that is not our responsibility. That is the responsibility of the planners and the city authorities to ensure that those hydrants are available for usage.
What can we do to prevent fires in the future? For those who are watching us and want to know, what can I do in my small space, in my marketplace, in my household, in my community?
Okay, so in your household, Christmas is approaching. There will be a lot of cooking. There will be a lot of ironing. Music will be blasting. TVs will be on. Everything that I am mentioning here that will entertain you during the Christmas festivities, everything is linked to fire. So you should do it with caution. For example, if you are ironing and you receive a phone call, you should put the socket off, put the iron off, and then you go and receive your call. Because this call that you are receiving, you don't know whether it's giving you good news or bad news. If it's good news, it can take you off from what you were doing. If it's bad news, it can equally take you off from what you were doing. The same way with cooking. Markets, I have said this over and over again, should be dedicated for activities for buying and selling.
Not cooking.
Not cooking. Not as a place for people to be sleeping. You go into a market and people are sleeping. If you are sleeping there and you turn a market to a sleeping place, definitely mosquitoes will be disturbing you.
You buy a mosquito coil.
You buy a mosquito coil.
And then a candle.
The candle, if there's light off, you want to see your environment. And if you are sleeping, you will not be conscious of your environment. So before you realize, we've investigated so many fires, and the cause is other kennels and these mosquito coils and so on and so forth. So that is, then with the road traffic, we are also into extrication. Christmas is coming. People would like to commute. Market is there. The passengers are there. People would like to commute to and fro, go fast and come. I think I want to advise that in your attempt that you want to make money, you should also be safety conscious. You should be safety conscious and be mindful that it is human beings that you are moving to and fro. So that it's not the matter of just going and coming, but taking them safely and bringing them back safely.
Okay. You mentioned the LI.
Yes.
There are laws already. Do you think we need more laws on preventing and fighting fires, or there are enough laws, all we need is implementation?
I think I wouldn't like to delve into that. I know the current chief officer is working to amend and make some of these laws biting and add some of these things. What we've all realized is that it looks like some of the laws that have been made 2003 up to now, LI 1724, Fire Precaution Premises Regulations, 2003 up to now. That's a very long time.
20 years.
20 years.
22.
Now, 22 years. So all things being equal, we should review and look at those portions that have not helped, where we need to tighten the knots, and the chief officer is working seriously on that. Yes.
Okay. On the Abofu fire,
yes,
it was clearly a case of negligence.
Yes, it was.
Criminal negligence, actually.
It
now.
Was.
Have you arrested, or have you caused this person to be arrested, the one who left the fire and went to church?
Yes, so the police I saw a detective there in plain clothes. We had a chat, and I wouldn't like to put these things out there. So we'll be working towards that one.
Okay, but the person has been arrested.
The person has, we have identified the person, but as to whether the person has been arrested, maybe I have to confide with the police.
Fire service, do you have the power to arrest?
No, we don't have.
So you have to report to the police
for arrest.
So for now, the place you've dealt with the fire.
We've brought the fire under control around 16:55 hours.
Okay.
And finally extinguished at 18:08 hours. So as we speak, we have declared Operation Index. There's no fire at Abofu. Unless maybe, like I said, there could be reignition, which is normal. And when they call us, we'll come and check the index.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And sorry for dragging you out of the operation
you
field.
did.
You may now go home and take a bath.
Thank you very much.
And then apply pomade and sleep.
Yes, grateful. Thanks
so
so
that's
much.
the Accra Regional Fire Officer who joined us in studio, coming straight from the scene of a fire at Abofu near Achimota in Accra. This is ChannelOne Newsroom on ChannelOne Television.